Morning, it is May 18th, 6:22 a.m. I am hitting trail. People ahead of me camped where I camped last night, so hey, brief company. I'm glad they got up early and left same time as me because I didn't want to have to disturb them, but part of the deal when you end up camping with other people. Normally I'd find a stealth site, but I grabbed this one, and then they came along later, and then someone came along on the other side, which was the original site I was going to take. But it's 19 miles to Waynesboro, so that's kind of disappointing because that's a full day of hiking. So I don't know if I'm going to go in right away or I'm going to stay outside of town and go in the next day. Got one more day of food, some Pop-Tarts for breakfast. There's a bluebird. So I guess it all depends on how much of a beating I get today. Because Oz, who went ahead of me, was trying to do another 15, and she only got a couple of miles ahead of me. And she said those damn rocks. So looks like we get an early morning beating already. Stay tuned. So I had internet phone service where I was at, but I thought I'd be able to upload a movie, and I kept checking on it. I was wondering why my phone was getting warm. It said like 1 hour to go, so I sleep, get up, check it. Then I couldn't click on the YouTube icon. It said can't open icon, phone is overheated. So I had to end up just shutting the phone off with the charger plugged in so I could have battery. And so no video today. That's a big old wall of rock. Oh, food for thought. If you plan on camping around people, get a sleeping pad that doesn't make noise every time you roll. There's a reason why I stealth camp, and that's just one of them. So in the category of too much information, and since I like to share everything, because it may be helpful to you someday, I have noticed that since I've been doing the ramen bombs versus the dehydrated meals, I haven't had to do my business every day. This is like day 4. I know it's too much information, but you know, every little bit is helpful. So I'm thinking I wonder if it's the mashed potatoes. So, you know, it's 4 days since I got on trail. So that saves me on toilet paper. And maybe it'll just be a one and done deal and I can hold off until I get to Stanimo's hostel. Assuming I go there tomorrow. I may do my typical camp today as close as I can to the road. That'll be about 17-ish. Bounce into town tomorrow and then I can decide whether I want to do a Nero or resupply and just get into the Shennies. But, and I heard in the Shennies is one place, I don't know if it's, I think it's the young kid that I was talking to yesterday was talking about, I think it may be a 2-day trek. There's like a truck stop or whatever, and there's like showers and all kinds of good stuff, a couple 100 yards off trail. So, if I decide not to stay at the hostel, I won't have to worry about that. I can take a shower and all that then. But, so I could either kind of pamper myself, take a Nero before the Shennies, or go right in. So, I'm going to play that one by ear, because I do have all these videos to upload again. And taking a Nero would enable me to do that, get everything charged. You know, if I can't do it at the hostel, I can find a place to eat or something that has Wi-Fi. You know, places like McDonald's usually have Wi-Fi. Dunks does, but I haven't seen a Dunk since I've been out here in this neck of the woods. So we'll see. Definitely no shortage of water early this morning. some cool water sources. And another, just 5 feet away. Speaking of 5 feet away, my neighbors for the night, I'm guessing it was the father's daughter. It's interesting because they got there, set up, went in their tent, and I don't recall any food bag being hung up. But if they were asking me, I was gonna say my food stays with me in my tent. So it could be they're just like me. You know, screw hanging a bear bag. Keep it in your tent with you. I got mine in my Ursack OPSAC bag, and then, like I said, put it inside my sleeping bag, which is lined with a trash bag, and then roll that up, and that's kind of sealed because it's water retentive bag. So, you know, bears can still smell stuff. They can smell the candy wrapper in my pocket. So, what's the difference whether I hang my food bag or not? But I haven't seen hide nor hair of bears. It may be a different story in the shanty, so I may have to, you know, tie my bag to a tree or hang it. We'll see. Play that by ear. Little tiny side trail. Wow. Wide open town. Big old building right there. Yep. Another day rocks. So, I thought I'd tell people, if you're gonna hike from mile marker around 8:27 to 8:47, will be your worst day in Virginia. And past that mile marker 8:47, you're getting another dose of rocks. So, not sure how far this goes, but I don't envision this being a big mile day if this is the case. Just keep plodding along. The shennies are coming. Well, normally I'd say this is a nice view. Well, check that out. High rises on top of a mountain. A little bit of farmland there. A water tower. That's just too funny. You can build anything with the right application of funding. Anywhere. Some people tell you we're running out of space in this country. Just look around. There's enough space to give everybody in this country an acre of land. Just depends on where you want to build. So I was chatting with Oz yesterday, and she read an article called The Virginia Blues. And the Virginia Blues refers to the fact that it's the longest state on the AT, and people get kind of the blues because it's so long. They don't see a welcome to sign quickly enough. But in that article, he said there were two factors. One was you're in the mundane routine of doing the same old all the time. You know, pack up in the morning, hike, eat, drink, set up camp at night, eat, drink, rinse, repeat, going to town every 4 days for food. And then he said the other thing was loss of friends. So it sounds like people tap out in Virginia. And I don't have that issue with the loss of friends because I hike solo for the most part. But, and the routine is the routine. It is what it is. But I would add to it is disillusionment with Virginia itself, and the fact that you're told, oh, Virginia's flat, Virginia's easy. And you're thinking, oh, I just did Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, I just got my butt beat. Oh, Virginia's gonna be a nice little breather in between, you know, New England. And then reality hits, and you just keep getting your butt kicked in Virginia all the time. So, to me, that's where you could get the Virginia blues, because you've been told all this garbage, and you find out it's not true. So I'm still hoping that Shenandoah's will be a little bit of a reprieve. I know it'll be mentally for me because of the fact that the Skyline Drive runs right along the trail, and there's plenty of places to stop and just get, you know, food, drinks, the things that just, that's what keeps me going is, you know, I try getting into these towns as quick as possible because I know I'm going to treat myself. So it's like a goal, kind of like a game. How quick can I get into town? And so those things will keep me mentally on track. Physical part is a physical part. It just beat me to death, but it's what I signed up for. So at this moment, if I pull a 19er out, that puts me at the road. But it's going to be toward the end of the day. So really can't like resupply and get back on trail, any of that stuff. So I either have to stay in the woods again for a night, or the other thought was they have the Lutheran church in town and they take people. And the good thing about that is it's a lower cost than a hostel. You get all the basics you need, bed, shower, stuff like that, and it's quieter because they don't, you know, they don't tolerate drugs and alcohol there, so you're not gonna get the loud, noisy crowd. So, and because it's donation based, you know, it's a lot cheaper to stay there. So even if I get into town late, and I'm certain they'll have a spot for me, I can always just hitch into town, get to the church, spend the night, and maybe take a zero because the cost is so low compared to staying anywhere else. And that way I can just get in my everything done, all things uploaded, pictures, you know, put on my disc and wash, clean, and resupply for going into the Shenandoahs, because that's what we're looking at now. So we're going to see how the trail provides. I also Oz texted me yesterday because she was trying to do another 15. She barely went further than I did, and it's because of the rocks. So I know her husband's picking her up. She's spending time with him, but she mentioned something about trying to see where I was at the time they're in town. So you never know. I may hang with them if that's another option. So right now, just everything's up in the air. Just figured I'd take this time to chat while I'm rambling on here, because this is a fairly decent stretch right now. There's really no views, but we keep on keeping on. Oh, and I forgot one last thing. I'm kind of challenging myself with these 100-mile increments, because I'm doing 20-mile days. If I can keep that up, then I can bust out these 100 miles in 5 days. If I can do 25-mile days, well, that would be awesome. So it's like I can be out of Virginia in like a couple weeks, you know, 15 days. Not even a couple weeks, 15 days, 12 days, you know, whatever. I'd have to do the math on it. Basically, you know, I have to figure out how many 100 miles I got left in it. But that's kind of like a challenge. How quick can I get to the next 100-mile increment? So, which will be coming up soon. want to play. There's the water source. Gotta get across. It's huge. One hiker just went that way, and he pointed to this way. Water everywhere. There's all kinds of tributaries coming here. Cool. This is the Lowe family cemetery. It's got these little stones around. No like history. There's something there. 1927. Rosalie Phillips, November 4th, 1934, July 1st, 2016. Wow. They brought her back home. Too bad they can't clean it up a little. There's like rocks everywhere. Little ones there. Interesting. Yeah, it's a little side jaunt. Wasn't that bad. So, it's like 1:30-ish, and I was checking my Far Out app to see where I'm at. And finding it hard to believe, but it has been over 7 hours, I think. I started hiking just before 6:30. They're showing me like I'm 3 miles from the start of the Shenanoas. And I'm like, really? So that means if that's where the parking lot is to get into Waynesboro, well, I was thinking I was going to get in there later on, like at 5, 6. I have early enough time, hopefully. I think I will get a hold of that church and see if I can stay there and resupply tomorrow. Maybe take a day off and then get ready for the Shenies. We'll see.